Hi guys, welcome back. In today's video, I'm just going to talk a little bit about how I was able to stay in this business. This is my 6th year, and I know that there are people that have been in it longer than that, but and then there are also the people that were in it a year or two, and then they had to go back to the corporate world because they weren't making enough money to sustain them. But for me, um, I have been in this. This is my 6th year in. I um, I started out working with signing services because I wanted to get that experience in before I started reaching out to title companies. I wanted to. I kind of knew what I felt like. I knew what I was doing because I had been trained through Mark Will's loan signing system, and this is not an endorsement of that program, but it was the one that I took, and it's worked out for me. Um, but I was working with sign-in services, and I don't know, maybe 6 months in or so, and it was going kind of slow at first. But they asked me, one of the sign-in services or one of the platforms asked if I was Fidelity approved, and I'm kind of like, I don't know. And anyway, they ended up sending me paperwork, and I was able to get Fidelity approved. And that Fidelity is Fidelity National Financial. I've written a few notes because I wanted to make sure I didn't forget too much. But um, like I said, one of the things I had to do was fill out the paperwork to get approved, and I did. But you want to make sure that you meet the basic requirements before you apply. You want to make sure that your notary commission is in good standing. You don't want to apply also if you are brand spanking new. Get some experience under your belt. I mean, have maybe at least 50 signings before. And I'm not sure what their requirement is, but 50 to 100 signings in before you apply. You kind of want to know what you're doing. You want to make sure, like I said, that your notary commission is in good standing. Um, you don't want it to be suspended or anything, but also that you want to, well, every year as a loan signing agent, we get a background check. I go through the National Notary Association and get mine once a year, not one and done, every year. And we pay for that ourselves. I don't remember how much the last one was, but yeah, every year I pay for that. You want to also get your E&O insurance, which we're required to have that anyway. But for Fidelity, I think that you want to have at least $100,000 in E&O insurance, and it's not expensive. I have 500K in E&O insurance, and I know some people that have 1 million, but it's probably something you can pay right off the bat. And if you want to make payments, they usually you can make monthly payments. I think my E&O insurance is through a company called Hiscox, and I've been with them from the start. You may be able to find something a little cheaper, but I think it's around $32.50 a month. And then it renews every year. And it's been, I think, at that same price pretty much for all the 6 years I've done this. Of course, you want to make sure that you have your laser printer and your scanner, and of course your email and your professional email, and your and of course a phone where people can reach out to you. Um, and also, after I had done after I worked with the signing services and Fidelity for a while, it ends up I got an email one day from one of the signing services that said, "Congratulations, you're now one of Fidelity's preferred notaries." And I ended up using that to get my first job with a title company. You know, I in my in the course in the training course that I had for a loan signing system, you know, they said that one of the things you could do was maybe put together a little gift basket and go around to sign and service, I mean, to title companies, and, you know, attach your card and drop those off. And if you can talk to the, you know, person in charge, then even better. But for me, I had been a realtor for for about 14 years actually before I retired and started doing this. And I have been in so many title companies, and I know that they got goodies, you know, because sometimes I'd go in there and I would eat my snacks there. I'd go in hungry, working all day, and I had a closing, and I would go in and, you know, I'd get my little bag of Cheez-Its or a candy bar or a little bottle of water or soda. They have all of that there. So when I reached out to the title company, I just said, I'm just going to shoot her an email. I think I told her I was a Fidelity preferred notary. And I guess if you don't know what that is, it's kind of a vetted status. Um, I had worked with them as an approved notary for a while, and I was always professional in my jobs. I tried to double check or triple check my work if necessary to be error free. And then one day, like I said, I got that email and said, "You are a Fidelity preferred notary." So I was like, "Yay." And I put that on my email to the title company, the one I reached out to. I knew she was new in town, and I sent her an email and I told her I was a Fidelity preferred notary and some of my other experience. It was just short and to the point. And she emailed me back and she said, "I'll keep that in mind." So I didn't think much of it. And then a couple of weeks later, of course, I ended up getting business from her. So that is one of the things that has helped. This has helped my career tremendously, being Fidelity preferred notary, because sometimes you get. I used to get those text messages from signing services, and it's kind of like the first person that responds is the person that would get the business. And you know, sometimes you're looking at your phone and 3 seconds later you have responded, and then they tell you, "I'm sorry, it's already gone." But being Fidelity preferred, I've had times where the signing services would call me and ask me, was I available? um, because that's what they wanted. They wanted a Fidelity approved or Fidelity preferred notary. And it helps a lot because I wasn't going to make it with those text messages. And I have a couple of platforms that, you know, I work with on a regular basis. They have kept me in business probably because of Fidelity. So, and and if you ever want to know some of the platforms that I work for, just shoot me a comment and I'll let you know the ones that have worked best for me. Um, and being a Fidelity preferred notary, I think that it helps to maybe you can get a little higher fees. I am not the highest. I don't ask for the highest fees because I still work with mostly signing services. but I'm not, certainly not the lowest. And I've heard of some people in some of my notary chat groups that say, some of the newer people coming in say that they were told by some signing services that, they will only pay a certain amount for their area. And it's quite a bit. And one of the ones that was mentioning it was pretty low. And someone responded before I could and told her that you can tell them what these are my rates, and you will end up getting some business. Like I said, I'm not the lowest, but I'm not the highest, and I don't really like it when somebody, if you come in and take these ultra low rates, then you're going to end up you'll end up burning out because they're going to call you all the time, maybe if you're doing a decent job. But for me, like I said, don't do that. It makes it bad for the rest of us. And it's as high as gas is, if you go out there and take these low ball rates, don't end up losing money. Or you will end up losing money, because if you factor in everything, your toner, your paper, the gas, you could end up losing money. So take something that you can live with. And like I said, a lot of people will not respect you if they know you out here working for $30, $40. But anyway, let's see. Also, if you want to, get in good standing with the signing services, um, there are days where they will call you like same day and ask, "Can you do a signing this afternoon?" Um, and if you can do that, then do that. That's one of the ways to get in good standing, I guess. But and also, like I said, look professional. Follow the instructions on the signings. If they want blue ink, use blue ink. Um, and be as error free as possible. But that is the main thing that I have done to stay in this business. If you have questions, please hit me up in the comments. I'm available to answer questions. Like I said, I've been in this business 6 years, and maybe you haven't been in that long, or maybe you're thinking of getting into this business. And if I can help, I'm happy to help. Thanks for watching. Like I said, please like, subscribe, and if you have questions, hit me up in the comments. And I hope you'll come see me in my next video. Bye bye.